So folks, I decided to basically make the little village of Semangut Utara my base camp for the expedition into the heart of Borneo. Since I have no own transport, I have to do everything a little bit the hard way. I'm still about 10 kilometers away from the heart of Borneo. There are small villages there, but they probably don't even have any rooms for rent. So I'm here in a bigger village at the Kapuas River, because I was promised durian here. And all those little children behind me, I don't want to film them. They tell me there is no durian, so let's see what is there in this beautiful village along the Kapuas River. Well, firstly, kind of a rarish small fruit tree, which I don't want, which I want to show you. Oh God, I'm so popular. Probably I'm the first white man those kids have ever seen in their life. Some Lepizantes. Not exactly sure which species, Lepizantes amöna or Lepizantes elata or whatever. You can tell me what it is. Behind it a rambutan tree, I think, and another rambutan tree, and here another Lepizantes. The Kapuas River. I'm heading to the gold claims because I hope to find some wild bananas there. I saw several wild banana species on the way to here. A papaya with conspicuously big and plump fruits. Behind it, near this house, an oil palm. They have their oil palm plantations everywhere, and they're even planting this stuff everywhere else too. Here's some pretty nice collection of different manioc varieties. Some ginger. This is a coconut tree, but without coconuts. And I don't even know what this palm is. Could be some sort of snake fruit. More rambutan. They sure like rambutan, but they don't have fruits here. They have those beautiful. I think the village must have built those beautiful little pavilions with stairs towards the water. They all look the same, and they don't look self-made. So I guess that's a service by the village. On the other side, well, those low hills are the first, how shall I say, the first, oh God, I can hardly concentrate. There are like 10 little children around me. Well, this is the heart of Borneo, folks. Those are the first hills of the heart of Borneo here on the other side of the river. A jackfruit tree, but no jackfruit. Some mango tree. What have we got here? Looks like a guava. Some undiscernible bananas. This coconut tree has some coconuts over there. Lots of mango trees. Those are most probably seedling Mangifera indica trees, which are very popular in the Malayu villages. And despite being, what, 7, 8, no, we must be over 800 kilometers upriver here, and still the villages along the river, as well as the town of Potosibao, are predominantly Malay, a coastal people, and yeah, going quite far inland around here. I think this is a dabai tree, quite a small dabai tree. This could be a mangosteen, the small tree over there. Cannot even recognize some of the small things. Here is the sweet vegetable, those are called tropical asparagus. A young durian tree here. One of the countless gingers. Oh my God. This is the first time when, well, children have been running after me in a lot of those villages, but this is the first time when they are trying to touch me all the time. I don't know, my skin color is not different from those kids' skin color. If I was white or blonde, I would understand it, but I think it might be my size. Some little bananas. Here we already have a couple of gold digging. Here, by the way, lemongrass. Here we already have a couple of gold digging operations, but we are still about 2 kilometers away from the area with the dozens of claims Well, here we have one gold digging dredge. Over there a couple ones are working. And yeah, despite being promised fruit and even durian here, there is nothing. First this looked like a jungle mango to me, but now I think it's an encala tree. Small pink fruits, which are also being called the Borneo avocado. The kids, some woman already called back the kids. Good, good. It's nice to have such a large following, but they can also be a little bit exhausting. Well, let's see. Some kind of abandoned sugar cane. What is this? I've seen plantations of those little trees a lot near the houses. But I don't know, is it a fruit-bearing tree or something else? Seems to be quite popular around here. What is it, folks? Can you please tell me? They seem to chop off a lot of branches. Not once, but several times. Very strange. And here is this invasive thing from South America with the big and incredibly tasty fruits. Oops, and the lizard, 50-centimeter lizard sitting on it. Look at it. That's the lizard, folks. The body is maybe 12 centimeters longer than a 40 or more centimeter tail. If you can tell me what this lizard is, I would be very much obliged to you. By the way, over there, the beautiful flowers and even some young fruits of this. I always forget the name. Down here, some fig, but the fruits have been hit so hard by the flooding that even I wouldn't like to taste them. What is this vine with the pedate leaves there and the nice pink flowers? Totally forgot the name. Oh, here is this tasty American invasive. That's what the buds look like. Up there, is that what the flower looks like? Let's zoom in. Beautiful flowers. And that's what the small unripe fruits look like. Some Garcinia, I think, but I don't know which one. A lot of epiphytic orchids growing on it. Here again, this strange tree which I cannot place. They have a couple of really crazy leaves and even timbers which are used medicinally, mostly by the Chinese traditional medicine, and which are incredibly expensive and almost unknown in the West, but quite well known by the locals. On the other riverbank, a couple giant shorea trees. Those can grow up to 90-something meters tall and produce a lot of huge nuts which yield a very valuable oil. Turning back towards the main road, have to go through the village center. Here's some tropical mandarin orange. It's clever to say mandarin orange, so I don't have to decide whether it's a mandarin or an orange. Here I think is again this tree which they plant everywhere. And here's some strange bananas. I mean, they're in the village, so I guess they are some cultivars, but I'm not sure. Yeah, chickens. The animals are very, very familiar. They have like chickens, pigs in the Christian villages, a couple goats in the coastal Muslim villages, and cows, although the cows look very different from ours. Here a guava tree. What have we got here? Nothing new. I think this is a true mangosteen tree. And another lepizante seems to be popular. A water apple. Yes, those are in season around here. A lot of them and more than this one. And this is this ornamental which you see in cities throughout Southeast Asia. The fruits would be kind of good if they were not so astringent. Here a couple beans. They like beans just as much as we, but usually they grow spaghetti beans here. Those are too young to recognize what they are. Here is soursop with some quite large fruits. Oh, over there one of the countless eggplants they grow around here. This is easy to identify and it also escapes quite easily. I don't think anybody planted it here in the ditch. This is the pea eggplant. Very easy to recognize by the pea-sized fruits. Back on the main road, Pisang Kapok, the most popular frying banana here. The plants are very tall, but the fruits usually don't get very big. This should be some other Syzygium. This species I think is not in season now, but on some of it is their beautiful pink fruits. Yeah, I have to walk for some time on the main road here. I don't mind. Lemongrass and manioc, bilimbi, bananas, guavas, quite a nice old papaya tree. Here is again a patch of those trees, and everywhere they have chopped down their stems for some reason. Black pepper is the vine growing on this grill. Another mango. Some different bananas down here. Yeah. The people here are quite shy. They don't smile as much as in other villages, and they don't greet you as much as in other villages. A garden full of dragon fruit, the only commercial cactus here, and behind it again the same tree. I have no idea what it is, but it seems to be very popular, and for some reason it seems like you are supposed to chop down its stem and then leave it lying there. Some different bananas. Oh, big truck coming. No, actually those seem to be some small Pisang Kapok, sugarcane, lemongrass, an assortment of different bananas, but quite difficult to distinguish. They are growing too close together. So a nice guy here told me that this is the furi tree. Yes, pohon furi. Pohon means tree, and that it is a medicine which you basically drink. Ini kemana ke China?
Bahasa Indonesia nya kratom.
Kratom. So in Indonesian it's kratom. Furi nama China?
Nama Indonesia.
Kratom nama?
Nama Indonesia.
Furi nama Indonesia, kratom sama nama Indonesia.
Ini nama kampungnya Puri.
Furi nama kampung, nama Dayak?
Nama Kalimantannya, nama Indonesianya Kratom.
Okay. So kratom seems to be the official Indonesian name, while furi is their local name, and it's some sort of medicine which you are supposed to drink. I think I was told about this the last time I was in Kalimantan. Very popular to grow it around here now. So here we have a male papaya tree. Male papaya trees also produce fruits. In hermaphroditic flowers, you can recognize the male papaya tree by the fact that the fruits often grow on long stalks. Here is a water apple. One of the species, as I told you, is in flower currently. Very beautiful, conspicuous flowers. And here we have the soursop, an American fruit which is very popular here. Down here, a fruit which is still very small. They can get the size of your head. Here, male and female papaya trees growing next to each other, both producing fruits. A pepper tree growing on the male papaya tree. Here, what was this? Was this nama ini anak-anak? Kudondong?
Yes.
So this is the kurondong, a very popular fruit here. And here a feral South American passion fruit, Passiflora foetida, which grows everywhere, and children, birds, and me too like to eat it. Here we have a Kerzon tree, pohon cherry he says. This is the tropical cherry, or one of the plants with small red fruit, small red very sweet fruit that are being called cherry in the tropics. It's from America as far as I know, but very common around here. Oh, and here somebody is speaking. Hi Bu Apakbar. Here the lady is picking the bilimbing fruit. Bilimbing is the super sour cousin of the star fruit. So this nice lady says she's okay to be on YouTube. Lady, smile, you're on YouTube. She's picking her bilimbing tree for ini sambal curry. Oh, bike, enak. And every 100 meters I'm losing my following of children, and now I have accumulated again like over 15. So the kids told me that this is pohon kemuntin. This is, and they are eating it. Yeah, they are eating it, and so am I. The Singapore rhododendron, one of my favorite plants here, and one of the few medicines I know around here. Chew the branches if you have toothache.
Enak.
Eat the fruits. Oh, no. It's fine, it's fine. Eat the fruits whenever you want. And you can also just keep it as an ornamental for the beautiful flowers. They also pointed to me the durian trees. And we agreed that there are no fruits on them, despite the fact that the people on the bus told me that the area here is full of durian. No, it is not. So these kids already know everything. They even know the pohon pinang, the beetle nut. If you wondered where the name Beetlejuice comes from, where chew the drug of the beetle nut and the stuff you spit out is called Beetlejuice. So bananas around here.
Yes, banana.
A good size jackfruit growing up there, but not ripe yet. I guess when it's ripe it will be twice the size. Young durian trees. And now we are out of the village and arriving in the massive area of gold claims. From here on, for the next couple kilometers, the river is being completely ravaged by the prospectors. Look at that. This is... Oh, ular ada di sini, snake. Okay. So the kids told me to not go into the grass. There are snakes there. When I think that...
Apa artinya itu?
2 days ago I was walking through 1 meter tall grass in 30 centimeters high water. Water, air, sungai. Look at that, folks. Those are the gold seeds and the gold dredges. And here you can see the piles of the piles of gravel left after the... Oh, no problem. Okay, let me... So because of their warning with the snakes, I took out my parang. I guess in any other place, if you... Or in most other... Well, in most western... Oh, terima kasih. In most western places, if you suddenly take out a machete in front of a bunch of small kids, they would run away crying. But here they just commented on the unusual design of my parang, which is different from their own their parents' own stuff. If they were in a small village, they would be walking around with parangs too all the time. But since they are playing children in a big village, they don't. This river is brown, and a lot of rivers. Manchester United, yeah, my pants are from Manchester United. Not that I'm a fan, but those were the pants.
Anthony Cross.
Oh, now they think that I'm a fan of Manchester United because my pants are for Manchester United. What I wanted to say, the color of those rivers, in this case brown, in other cases nice and golden, is not natural, as the people here in the area pointed out to me. Also, usually not a sign of agriculture, but a sign of massive gold digging. There must be tens of thousands of gold claims around here. See the dredges and the sieves? Here I hear some pump. Trying not to film those children. I mean, they will be glad to be on YouTube, but still, I don't know that they understand. Oh, now very steep banks, so the children are afraid that I might fall. Now we are here on some giant stranded raft made from four big tree trunks. If we were in a different country, I would have sent those kids away, but I don't think there is even a chance they'll go away. Also, if we were a couple 100 kilometers downriver, I would have sent them away because of the man-eating crocodiles. But here, 800 kilometers upriver, I think we are safe. Of course, there are giant pythons here and also other wildlife, but they don't tend to eat people, unlike the crocodiles. So, for here those children are really concerned about me, telling me not to walk where there are snakes and not to walk where I can fall down some steep sand cliffs. Let me see. Well,
Ito, air garis. Basta kasi this.
air garis?
Yes.
Nanti bisa deras maksudnya. Deras kali.
Tidak mengerti. So here is an active gold claim. People working hard. Hi folks, apa kabar? Bule. Well, bule here is basically the N word, but for white people. But people here, they have no problem using, well, adults will usually avoid to use the word on me. Awas, okay. Okay, so we are not supposed to go in here, of course. I mean, there are pumps and water and mud, so we'll just go around. Those kids are really concerned about me. Those kids are really concerned about me. So folks, I cannot continue that way. The kids were really stubborn about that. That I'm not allowed to go into the gold digging area. Even the warnings about the snakes and about the steep slopes were just 1 or 2 kids told me, but here like 10 kids were yelling that we are not supposed to go there. Well, I mean, in no country would you like to have a lot of children and unconcerned people in a gold mining area. I guess with hundreds of claims along the next couple kilometers, it's gonna be quite a tense thing and also quite dangerous with all those mud deposits and stuff. So we are going back towards the village for now. So here we found again those invasive trees. They call them here Jambu monyet, right? Nama ini Jambu monyet. And they even managed to pick me one fruit. They are not really in season yet. You see most of the fruits are tiny. And you also see a couple flowers. Let's see. Here is a really beautiful flower. Look at that. I love those flowers, but it's an invasive thing. But they managed to get me one. Jambu monyet basically means the guava of the monkey.
Pohon karet.
Enak.
Pohon karet.
Very tasty.
Ini ulat kaki 1000.
With a very complicated flavor. I like those fruits. So those children brought me to an area. Well, they basically wanted to get me away from the mining area and also to find me some nice fruits. They brought me to one of those devastated, very poor soil areas with a very poor, and also they're explaining to me that, well, that alcohol is haram, and also throwing away beer cans and cigarettes, probably to show the disgust of drinking and smoking. Good. Very clear water here. Clear water is a good sign on one hand, but on the other hand it means that the soil is very poor here. Well, when you take away the jungle from sandstone, then that's what you get, folks. A very poor, very slowly growing secondary forest.
Water sini.
Sorry, tidak mengerti?
Coco melon.
Coco melon, di mana? Well, and when you don't have nutrients, you get a lot of meat-eating plants like those pitchers, which I could use for water, but this one is already open. And since we are still kind of in the dryish season, they are not growing very fast, so not a lot of closed pitchers around. So those kids brought me to the coolest place they know, to the motocross area, where the teens can basically, let out some steam with their motorbikes. Well, this seems to be some. No, those are not so good for this purpose. Here are a lot of pictures. Let's see. This one is already open, so not so good to use it. Not so good to use it for drinking because there are already bugs inside. The big ones are all open, but here is a small one, which is still closed. However, it's so small that there is just a small amount of water inside.
Ito nggak boleh dimakan.
See?
Nggak enak.
Tidak makan, minum.
Minum.
Enak?
Sorry. Air biasa.
Yes.
So the
Air
kids-
hujan.
Yeah.
Meme.
So those kids told me, don't eat the pitcher plants, they are not tasty. I told them, I don't want to eat, I want to drink. And I drank this. Apparently they don't know this trick. It's a Dayak trick. You get water out of those. In a crazy survival situation, you would probably even drink the ones with insects inside, but I don't recommend it. Just drink the ones which are completely closed. And even if they're closed, still check if there is nothing black inside.